guys, today we're looking at some spring outfits from Lane Bryant. Now, Lane Bryant is one of those that I have kind of a love-hate relationship with, and that's because, I don't know, it was kind of my OG, and it is so incredibly hit or miss for me. Now, this season, I haven't tried anything on, but just from what I saw online, we got a lot of hits, and so I've got to see if that is the way that it is. If you were a kid who grew up plus size in the 90s, you knew that there were not a lot of options. Nothing like now, unless you like direct mail ordered through a catalog, there was no way to get things delivered to your house. And aside from a tiny, tiny selection at like your Walmart or the upstairs corner of your JCPenney, there just wasn't a lot of selection. Enter Lane Bryant. Lane Bryant had much more selection than anyone else because I could literally fit into anything in the entire store, which felt amazing. So I could never fault Lane Bryant for giving me that experience. That said, it was always very expensive. If I went to Lane Bryant, it was typically for my birthday or Christmas. Today, I don't know how well Lane Bryant keeps up. Every once in a while, like I said, I go on and I'm just surprised. But there have been times when I've gone online and I don't see anything that I like. There have been times when I go in the store, same. And if you don't catch a sale, the prices are crazy. I happened to catch a really awesome sale this time. This entire order happened because of this dress right here. I happened to see it randomly on the side advertisement, probably on YouTube, and I thought that it was beautiful. Whenever I went to the app, it wasn't available. They have this little button that says like notify me when available, and I don't know, within a week or so, it came up and said, hey, by the way, this dress is available. And I was like, well, why not do a review? And so here we are. Let me show you the pieces that I got. I think that this one is so beautiful. Let's see what it's made of. It's mostly cotton, like 96% cotton, and it's got a tiny bit of spandex in there, just 4%. And the colors just scream spring. I hope it works. This one's taking me back to those times when you went into the dressing room with a whole bunch of stuff and the very first thing you tried on was a winner. It fit in all the right places. There was nothing wrong. You looked in the mirror and you thought, I look good. Yes, here we are, because that sets the tone for the rest of the trip. And this one is absolutely lovely. I think that I am keeping it for sure. If you look, my favorite thing about this dress is that there's no gaping, and even if it was a little bit tight, there are these additional buttons. There's one right here, and then there's one between these two that's an internal button. Those are gonna keep the gaping from happening. Brilliant. I'm gonna do a little bit of sit test. I don't think that it does any negative clinging anywhere. What do you think, Lulu? Lulu agrees, yeah. But I really love the length of this too. It falls down below my, it falls down below my knees. This one falls down below my knees, and I think that that would be a perfect dress for church, something like work, anywhere where you need to feel modest, but very put together, seasonally appropriate, and just generally tailored. Yeah, I think this one's really nice. And look at these florals. I mean, the floral print is absolutely gorgeous. Whenever you take this belt off, it is still gathered. I kind of like that. In the event you lost the matching sash, it just kind of hangs like a shirt. This one has an elastic waist all the way around at the exact right placement for me, right underneath my bust. So it comes in. So if you didn't have the sash, it wouldn't be a problem. I'm gonna retie this and we're gonna look at the next outfit. I'm kind of jazzed about this haul. This is a beautiful, I guess, navy and white, and it's got a lot of other blues in there. This reminds me so much of a love seat that my mom has. We always had it in our formal living room, and it's so funny. Our formal living room was actually a lot like this living room I'm in right now. It had very fancy furniture though, and we had these chairs that I called our Barbara Streisand chairs because there's some backstory. Mom, you're gonna have to tell me about it. I don't remember, but I think they belonged to Barbara Streisand at some point. I don't really know. I'll fill you in after I get remembered with it. But there was this love seat, and it had a fabric that was so similar to this. There was no television in the living room. We have one. We would go, and that's where we would sit. And like when my grandmother came, we'd all just like sit around and you'd learn about everyone. And it was just kind of beautiful. And so this reminds me of like family gatherings and just slower times. And what I decided to pair this with were some really nice white trousers. And these sold me because of the buttons on the side. Now the buttons are actually part of the pocket, so I'm gonna have to see how that works out. They seem like they got some good stretch, which this girl can appreciate. Okay, I don't know how it comes across on video, but if I were to tuck this shirt in, it would be a disaster in person. And so what I'm trying to say is I'm glad that this outfit was not the first to go. Okay, the pants are just kind of bad. They're that material that is very stretchy, but it always, I don't know, gathers in places. Do you see it? And this is a 20 long. I'm 5'10", and it is very, very long. I definitely could have done a regular length on this. The biggest problem is that it is like totally see-through. If you're really wanting to take like the guesswork out of everyone knowing the color of your underwear, these might be for you. But what makes it even odder is you see the white pocket linings? You just can really, really see it. And I don't know that that's super attractive. So I'm gonna tuck in right here at the front. I think that the pockets would be super cute if this laid normally. You see like the line right here at my belly, which I don't find super attractive. And then there's just a lot of those lines. All in all, the pants are 100% going back. But I think that the top is pretty adorable. This is a rayon nylon combo. Let me see the percentages. 84% rayon, 16% spandex. And I think that this one's awfully adorable. I like it tucked in. I like it pulled out. One thing that I do really like about plus size shops that specialize in plus size frames is that they always make sure that they're long enough. I don't know if y'all saw the top that I was wearing at the beginning, but that was by Anthropologie. And it's meant to be a little bit short. It's a summer set, but boy, is it short. I've got to wear some high-waisted pants for that to work for me. I do think it's cute, but I have to be careful. I really like a top that's like this. It makes me feel nice and elegant. And even though I'm not keeping the pants, they do sit nicely. Nothing going on here. All in all, I think that this is a cute top, pants going back. I'd love to know your thoughts. I got everything in either a 20 or a 2X. This is a 20 long. And then my next up is this little sundress. I've seen a lot of this print, like a very similar print to this. City Chic has a print that's similar. I've seen some others. This feels almost like a linen. It's got the elastic smock top. I typically really, really like those, especially going in spring and summer. They're normally easy. There's normally a lot of flow. Don't have to worry about shapewear. I'm all in. And I'm interested to see what this color does on my skin. I think this one is beautiful. It's 53% cotton, 47% viscose, and it feels so cute. No. And Lulu really likes it too. You like this one? You like this one? I think if you dress this one up right, it could absolutely be an Easter dress. It is nice. The feel is so lightweight and airy. It's got a little bit of twirl to it. There's plenty of space up here. I like the way that the smocking, I'm thinking y'all can probably see it. Like there's some space where it's just gathered here, and then we've got 4 lines of smocking. I think that texture does a whole lot for it. It falls just right underneath my bust, and then it's got some really nice little flutter sleeves that are fantastic. There are some pockets in this little lady, and the print's cute. I didn't know what this kind of tannish yellow color would do for my skin, but I do think that it works. And this year, yellow is absolutely in all the shades. Next, we're gonna look at a dress that I did not scope out quite well enough. This one has that really, really shiny thread running through it. Do y'all see? It's kind of a glittery, it is fully lined, but a lot of times I find that to be super, super itchy. We're just gonna have to see. Okay, the lining is here to save the day in this dress. It makes it to where it's not itchy at all. The lining is 100% as long as everything else aside from the sleeves. I don't feel any itch whatsoever, which is fantastic. This one is 99% polyester, 1% other fiber, which is interesting. What could it be made of, Lulu? No, she's very concerned by other fiber. I think that this one is really nice. It's got a lot of flow to it, which I'm always a fan of. There are pockets which I didn't expect because it has the 2 layers. The interior of the pocket is the same as that lining, which feels really nice. I really like the print. I think the color is lovely. I'm gonna have to see how this looks. I'm not wearing any shapewear kind of intentionally with these because I wanted them to be nice little flowy dresses that did not require it, but I don't know if it's a keeper. I wanna see if the style of it can overcome my dislike of the shiny thread. Let's look at how it sits. Sorry, y'all. Lulu's gotten way too excited about being able to see herself in the viewfinder, and she had to go sit in the other room with Dad for a little bit. It was just like a barking fest. I think that this one's nice. My only real problem with the shiny thread is that it makes it feel more like party than it does office or other normal things. I really like dresses that have a little more scope. I don't know. What are your thoughts on this one? Where is my next dress? Here she is. This one's not a spring only dress, but I really love when they take a modern art look and put it in a dress. This one's kind of like a light pink and navy, and it really looked like a fantastic office dress that just felt very sophisticated. So I'm gonna see if it looks the same way on me. I bet this one's gonna want some shapewear though, because it's got a lot of stretch to it. All right, so I'm not wearing shapewear, but I definitely could stand to wear some. I think the pocket hides kind of like my sides, and this print's very forgiving. It's stretchy, but it does kind of do a little bit of a fit and flare. So it pulls in here and then goes out, which makes a really nice line that I appreciate. It is a little bit low cut. I've got some bras that sit a little bit higher that really look like an undershirt that I wear under this kind of thing all the time. So it is a very stretchy dress. I love the feel of it. Let me tell you, this guy I'm sure is like a spandex polyester combo. Yeah, 95% polyester, 5% spandex, and that 5% spandex is doing some double duty because we got a lot of stretch to this bad boy. So what this reminds me of, when I was engaged, my parents lived in Oregon and I went to Baylor, so I was in Waco, Texas, and I had gone shopping and I saw this dress that looked like modern art, and it had kind of the colors. I mean, like I could probably draw the print for you. The colors were like a teal and a brown and a cream, and I thought that it was absolutely gorgeous. It had these kind of rectangles with rounded edges. I just absolutely loved it. But my parents were saving for a wedding. I was working one job on campus, one job off, and I didn't need to be spending a lot of extra money. The reason that I'd stopped by and looked at this dress was because I was registering at this Macy's, and I called my mom that night and I was telling her about it, and she's like, you know what, you should go get it if that's something that you'd want to wear like to your rehearsal dinner or something like that. And I thought about it and I thought about it. And whenever I was able to go back, which was probably the next weekend, it's been a while since then, y'all, I ended up going in and the dress was gone. And of course, at the time, we didn't have the cameras on our phones. I didn't snap a picture or take a note of the brand. And it has always been like the dress that never was. But it reminded me so much of this dress in length and in stretch. Of course, the print's different, but it has that same feel with like the modern art look. And so I think that this one is probably staying here. Let's see how it sits down. For a stretchy dress, I don't think that's bad. And it would be even better if I had a little bit of shapewear on. This one felt like an office dress and it 100% fits that bill. It is heavy on the polyester, and I could see how this could get a little bit warm, especially if you've got, you know, like a 98-degree day. But if I'm in my 70-degree building most of the day, it's gonna be ideal. Let's see what we have next. All right, we're doing a one more pants shirt combo. This one does have that stretch like the last one, so we'll have to see how it does. And then this top is a cute little eyelet top that just really felt like spring is upon us. I'm on the fence on both of these pieces. There's something about the top that I absolutely love. It's like the delicate nature with the eyelets on the bottom. We've got these little embroidered pieces here that look like Swiss dot. I think that that is so incredibly sweet. There's some pin tucking. It's just a really beautiful, delicate piece. My problem with the top, I'm sure that you can see, is that you can totally see through it. So I can see where these pants begin. What do y'all think about that? Would that keep you from purchasing a top like this? Because I don't know, there's something about it that's a little bit off to me. These pants are made from the same material as the white pants. I also have a problem kind of with my calf. Like it feels like it's just like stuck on it because I have some big old calves. I don't know. I do think that they look nice. I really like the way they feel, more so than the white. I don't feel like they're gathering quite as much. If you have ever done Stitch Fix and gotten a pair of tribal pants, that's exactly what these feel like. It's that same kind of polyester stretch, and I have gotten tons of those in. I think maybe I kept one in my first box. No, I don't think I've ever kept any of them. There's just been something, like as I'm standing here, I don't know if you can see it, but it's like it's rolling right here. And it's like I'm giving up something in order to have these pants stretch. And that something is the sleekness or something like that. I don't know. There's something about it that I don't like. The top is 100% cotton. It definitely shows. I think that this top is lovely. I'm just concerned about this delineation here. Would that bother you? Let's sit down. Yeah, I would feel totally comfortable. I wouldn't be reaching for a pillow to hide my stomach, if you know what I mean. I know it doesn't actually hide it, but I still do it all the time. I really think that the bottom of this is so pretty. Okay, we've got 2 dresses left. And I don't know which one's gonna be cuter. Oh my goodness, this is beautiful. It is sleeveless, but oh my gosh, that print is 100% gonna make up for it. Yeah, this is 100% cotton, super lightweight, looks incredibly flowy. I cannot wait to see what this does on because I think it is so pretty. Okay, what do you think about this black and cream? I think that the dress is beautiful. I just don't know what it looks like on my complexion. I've gone, looked at myself in the mirror, checked it out a few times, and I don't know that I'm completely sold. I think that it is really, really lovely, but I don't know that it does anything for me. What do you think? I really like the smocking right here at the waist. There are so many dresses that are in sleeveless options this year, and I don't know that it's my favorite, but it also wouldn't bother me to have a cardigan that I carried around in the event that I got a little chilly. And where my arms really, really bothered me about 2 years ago, I'm kind of over it. And I've realized that the rest of the world honestly just doesn't care or notice, or at least they've never told me that they did, so I'm okay with that. This one also has pockets. The last 10 years have started to do girls right by pockets. It's like they have realized that we want to hold stuff too. Now if they can only make some that are big enough for my daughter's headphones, because she's always wanting me to hold those. But I do think that this one is lovely. It's 100% cotton and just a really nice, well-made dress. Let's see how it sits down. Yeah, I think that this would be really pretty at a shower, a party, going to lunch. It would be pretty in the office, especially if I had a black cardigan or a black blazer. It's got a lot of pretty flow, and overall, it's just a nice dress. How rude of me, I did not introduce this dress. This little dress was actually my second favorite of the haul when I picked them out online, because it has butterflies and just feels beautiful in springtime. One of my favorite things about spring. When we had the whole lockdown thing, we became like a butterfly making factory over here. We learned all about host plants, and we had giant swallowtails, monarchs, Gulf fritillaries, black swallowtails, just so many gorgeous butterflies, and it brings back such amazing memories. But this dress, I hate to say it, is not as pretty as I'd imagined, at least on me. And maybe I'll watch myself in this viewfinder and I'll think that I'm totally wrong. It is 100% cotton. It's incredibly comfortable. It's fully lined. It has pockets. I can really appreciate the details with a lot of this, but there's something about the waist that just isn't doing it for me. It's like it's got this little drawstring and there's a lot of fabric is how it's feeling. What do you think? I think the sleeves are pretty. I like the notch neck. I love the fabric. I don't know what it is. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's got some great flow. I should absolutely love this dress. I think that it'll probably go back, even though I think it's beautiful. It's just not doing what I need it to do on my body, and there are too many clothes for you to keep something that you don't adore. All right, let's see how it sits. All in all, I think that this is beautiful, and I want to sit down. We've been going since 7 o'clock this morning, and it is now 9:12 p.m. on a Sunday, and we're about to have to get back to the real world tomorrow. I'm not ready. I'm sorry for whining. I'm getting back to wrapping it up. I would love to know what your thoughts are on this haul and on Lane Bryant in general. I honestly think that this one had some really great pieces. So the dress that I have now, love the print. Like I said, I think it's probably going back. I'm also on the fence about this one, and I think it's just the sleeves, and then the color didn't do a lot for me. These pants are not staying. I didn't like the way they felt. I thought that this guy right here was absolutely beautiful, but I do want to know what you think about the sheer nature of it. Love, love, love. Doesn't feel spring, but I wanted this dress for nostalgic purposes. Honestly, I think this one's probably gonna go back just because of the shiny thread. I could see this hanging in my closet and never being grabbed for, because it's like it wants to be a party dress, but it's not party style, in my opinion. This one feels like the perfect spring summer crossover. I love the color. I love the styling. It feels very chic right now. I don't really have any notes for it. White pants, definitely not staying. Blue top, I'm on the fence. I do think it's pretty, and it makes me think of my mama, which makes me very happy. And then this dress, which is the whole reason that I started this haul in the first place, is staying because she did not disappoint. And that always makes me happy. If you enjoyed this video, I would love it if you liked it. Commenting helps out my channel a whole ton, and there is nothing that makes me happier than subscribing. So if you've been here a couple times and you haven't hit that subscribe button, let's look at making this official. But really, the best way to support my channel is by doing exactly what you're doing now, and that is watching it. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. I hope that you have a day as amazing as you are, and I will see you in the next one. 'Cause you know the world is beautiful, so beautiful. 'Cause you know